right, so my promise to you today is we're going to talk about marketing trends. I know that marketing, it has a lot of buzzwords. We use our own language. I will do my best to, sometimes I'm going to have to use those buzzwords, but I will do my best to explain them and make sure that the trends that we talk about here are actually tangible to small businesses. So with that, let's jump in. So I'm Robyn Goldenberg. I'm so excited to spend the next hour with you, roughly an hour, diving into something that I'm really passionate about, helping small and mid-sized businesses not just survive, but thrive by getting laser focused on their marketing and growth strategies. So here's what you should know about me. I'm a business owner too, so I get it. Marketing isn't for everyone. It can feel overwhelming with all the jargon, the trends, the advice out there. And let's be honest, when you're already wearing so many hats, it's hard to know where to start or even what's worth your time as a business owner. But here's the good news. Marketing doesn't have to be complicated. Today, we're going to cut through that noise. I'll show you the trends that matter for your business and give you actionable steps to make 2025 your best year yet. So let's jump in. So before we dive deeper into today's webinar, let me introduce my company, Strategy Leaders, in case you haven't met us before. At Strategy Leaders, we specialize in helping small and mid-sized businesses just like yours, not just survive, but thrive. We've been doing this for almost 30 years. We're almost at our anniversary. And what sets us apart is that we don't believe in cookie cutter advice. Everything we do is based on research-backed strategies and tailored solutions that are unique to your business. Our approach is rooted in research conducted at Columbia University, where they being Andy Gray, studied why small businesses fail and how to prevent that. We took those findings and turned them into actionable strategies that helped privately held businesses grow and succeed. And here's a little bit about what we do. We provide business consulting and marketing strategy tailored specifically to small businesses. We worked with businesses across a wide variety of industries, from transportation to manufacturing to professional services to bakeries to e-commerce to you name it, we've probably done it. And while we're based in the US, our clients are nationwide, and we've worked with a few businesses that are located internationally, which is always fun. But more than that, we're family owned, and we know how important your business is, not just to you, but to your employees, your customers, and even the economy. We're not just here to give you advice, we're here to partner with you and to help you build something sustainable. My passion comes from seeing businesses grow and helping owners feel less overwhelmed. It's not just about numbers and metrics. It's about giving you the tools and strategies to take control of your marketing and your growth and create real results. So whether it's this webinar or one-on-one guidance, we're here to help you. And trust me, I've been where many of you are. I started with Strategy Leaders as the admin, a part-time marketing person, so I understand how overwhelming it can feel to juggle all the hats you wear as a business owner. And that's why we focus on making things simpler, more strategic, and more effective. With that in mind, let's dive into today's marketing trends and how they can help you grow your business in 2025. So here's what we're going to cover today. First, we'll start with why it's so important to pay attention to marketing trends, especially for small and mid-sized businesses. Then we're going to dive into the top trends for marketing for 2025 and how you can actually use them to grow your business. I will do my best to provide specific examples or case studies along the way of how we can use those things to move the needle. After that, we're going to talk about common pitfalls, what to avoid so you don't waste time or energy. And from there, we'll cover how to measure return on investment ROI so you know what's working and can make smarter decisions. Toward the end, I'll share some resources and how we can support you, including a free marketing audit offer to help you take the first step. I put in the chat that there's going to be a QR code to scan at the end to get time on my calendar to get that marketing audit. At any point in this webinar, if you decide I just want to go ahead and get this audit, drop it in the chat or email Dahlia and we'll get you scheduled. And then finally, we'll wrap up with Q&A where you can ask me anything about trends, about marketing, about your business. And by the end of this session, my goal is for you to walk away with real actionable steps to level up your marketing in 2025 without feeling overwhelmed. So let's dive in. Okay, so before we dive into the trends, let's talk about why paying attention to marketing trends matters, especially for small and mid-sized businesses. First, trends are a reflection of what your customers expect. If your competitors are adopting new strategies and you're not, you risk losing relevance. Second, trends reveal opportunities. They show you where your audience is already spending their time and attention, making it easier to connect with them. And finally, being an early adopter gives you a real advantage. Businesses that jump on trends early tend to stand out, build momentum faster, and create stronger customer loyalty. That said, keeping up with the trends doesn't mean you have to do everything or chase shiny objects. It's about understanding which trends align with your business and your goals, something we'll focus on today. All right. Let's talk about how small businesses are approaching their marketing budgets in 2025. Now, this might be different for you. You might also be like, I don't even have a marketing budget. I don't know how to build one. That's okay too. But according to some recent research, 49% of businesses are planning to increase their marketing budgets this year, which is awesome. Normally, marketing gets put on the back burner, so we love to see that. Another 35% plan to keep their budget steady, and then only 16% are cutting back. That tells us one thing: despite any economic challenges that people might feel coming down the pipe, small business owners see marketing as a critical investment for their growth and staying competitive. So, why are businesses increasing their budgets? The top reasons included driving more leads and sales and investing in digital marketing channels. In fact, 70% of small businesses plan to increase their spending on online advertising over the next 2 years. Some key areas where small businesses are focusing their increased budgets are social media ads, content marketing, with 51% of these businesses planning to invest more in these areas. Search advertising and video marketing, both at 47%. Now, marketing budgets can vary depending on the size of your business and your growth goals. On average, based on this research, marketing budgets make up about 7.7% of company revenue. But for businesses that are in growth mode, experts like me recommend allocating somewhere between 6 and 14% of revenue to marketing. So I will say that pre-COVID, and one day we'll stop using this as like a determining factor, but pre-COVID, companies probably spend about 3 to 5% of revenue on marketing. But when COVID came and we were all at home and everyone was shopping online and customers, this is we were talking about trends before, right? Customers grew this expectation of being able to do everything online with automation and all these tools. And so marketing budgets had to grow to support that. The big takeaway here is that marketing isn't just an expense, it's an investment. And the data shows that many small businesses recognize that putting money into marketing is one of the best ways to drive growth in 2025. If you're interested in learning more about how to build a marketing budget for your business, let me know. Let's chat. We do this all the time. Okay, let's jump into the trends. Now, let's start with one of the biggest trends for 2025, and probably one of the biggest buzzwords from the last couple years, AI tools. Now, I know AI can sound like one of those tech buzzwords, but here's what's exciting. It's not just for big companies. AI has become more affordable and accessible, making it a game changer for small and mid-sized businesses. I want to also take a pause that AI has been around since like the 1980s. So it's been around a long time. It's just really grown and developed and become more mainstream at this point. So how can it help you? AI can take some of those repetitive, time-consuming tasks off your plate. Think like automating email follow-ups, drafting social media posts, or even helping you understand your customers better through data insights. For example, tools like ChatGPT can brainstorm blog ideas or draft emails for you in seconds. Something like a HubSpot CRM or We Use Fresh can show you what's resonating with your audience so you can double down on what works. And here's my honest advice is to start small. Pick 1 or 2 tasks that take up way too much of your time and test an AI tool to see how it can help. It's not about working smarter. It's about working smarter. It's not about working harder. So let's break this down with real life examples for both B2B and B2C businesses so you can see how AI tools might work for you. So for business to business, the example I used here was a manufacturing company. We work with a lot of manufacturing companies, so I felt like this was the best example. If you run a manufacturing or consulting business, For example, AI can automate lead nurturing by sending personalized follow-ups after someone downloads a white paper or attends a webinar. Tools like, I keep mentioning HubSpot, can even help you prioritize leads. Our CRM does that as well, based on how engaged they are. So your sales team focuses on what is most promising in terms of lead opportunities. Another example for AI would be your sales proposals. So instead of spending hours customizing templates, tools like ChatGPT can draft proposals faster, giving you more time to focus on closing deals. So what I will also say is that tools like ChatGPT are great, but there's a lot of training you can do to teach that tool how your company talks, your look and feel, your how you typically respond to customers, things like that. So you can load all that in there preemptively, train it, and then it'll give you better results. Let's jump into kind of this business to consumer, this B2C. So if you're running like an e-commerce store or a boutique, AI can help you personalize emails. I love this. I had an e-commerce client that used to do this all the time. So example, if a customer browses your website and leaves without buying something, tools like Klaviyo, which is what she used, can send an automated email with a discount or product suggestions, encouraging them to return and complete their purchase. Or let's say you're overwhelmed by managing social media. Tools like we use Buffer, Lately, Hootsuite, there's a lot out there, can help you turn your blog posts or product descriptions into engaging Instagram captions or TikTok ideas. ChatGPT can also do that for you. It's just a little bit more manual. AI makes creating consistent on-brand content so much faster and easier. So the takeaway here is that AI isn't about replacing you, or I know there's probably a lot of marketing people out there that are like, well, AI is going to replace us. It's about taking the repetitive, time-consuming tasks off your plate so you can focus on growing your business. And whether you're B2B or B2C or a mixture of both, the goal is to start small. Pick one area where you're spending too much time, try out an AI tool and see how it performs and transforms your workflow. Okay, next up, we're going to talk about short form video. You've probably noticed how much attention platforms like TikTok, which went away and came back, so we don't need to discuss that, Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts are getting. And people love these bite-sized engaging clips, and for a good reason. They're quick, they're fun, they're easy to consume. I will say that one of my clients has a podcast. She gets pretty good views on her full-length episodes, but where she really gets most of her subscribers and most of her views is from her YouTube Shorts and her Reels, because people love that little content. So for small to mid-sized businesses, this trend is an opportunity to connect with your audience in a real, relatable way. You don't need a fancy camera or editing skills to get started. Your phone and a well-lit spot could do the trick. Think of it as a way to kind of showcase your personality and your expertise. You could share behind the scenes content, offer a quick tip related to your business, or show your production in action. For example, if you're a bakery, you could film like a 15-second clip of you decorating a cake. If you're a coach or a consultant like me, we share like a quick did you know fact about your industry or about your target market. The other place I see this really work well is in hospitality, luxury hospitality. With people love to see like short videos of car detailers cleaning the cars before they go out to customers, how chauffeurs get ready in the morning, whatever that is, right? So people love to see that content that makes it feel real, like your company has real people that work there, and that's important. The key here is authenticity over perfection. People want to see the human side of your business, and short videos are the perfect way to deliver that. So let's talk about SEO. Well, I want to really focus right now on hyperlocal SEO. I know that SEO isn't new. SEO stands for search engine optimization. And so it's not necessarily a new trend, but focusing on hyperlocal and then the next section of SEO that we're going to talk about are kind of a new focus that people are moving towards. So while traditional SEO focuses on ranking for cities or regions, hyperlocal SEO gets even more specific. zooming in on neighborhoods, landmarks, or small communities. Why is this important? Because search engines are getting smarter. They use AI too. And customers are increasingly looking for businesses right in their immediate area. For example, instead of searching for coffee shop in Chicago, they're searching for coffee shop near a specific park, or even using voice search to ask, where's the next cafe? Where's the best coffee shop nearby, right? To tap into this, I'm going to start by optimizing that Google My Business profile, including hyperlocal details like nearby landmarks, neighborhoods, or popular local spots so search engines know exactly where you are. Especially if you're in a bigger city like Chicago or Boston, or things like that. You want to start thinking about what landmarks, why do people come here, right? And how can I use SEO and website and things like that to drive people to find my business? So next, shift your website content from broad terms to more localized keywords. For instance, instead of flower delivery in Seattle, think same day floral delivery in Capitol Hill or wedding florist near Green Lake. These small adjustments make it easier for you to show up in the exact searches that your local customers are making. And finally, engage locally. Partner with local events, tag other small businesses in your posts, or create content that highlights local happenings. These efforts not only help with SEO, but also show your community that you're a trusted local resource. We work with a lot of limo companies and travel companies, and what we do a lot of times is for the limo companies that have kind of a retail side, we tend to talk about like, here's some upcoming concerts. Obviously, we tailor that to like if they're trying to get high net worth individuals, then we might pick like concerts that draw in, people that are willing to pay more, or like golf tournaments, things like that, right? So we're trying to show that we're engaged, that company is engaged in the local community. So now let's take this one step further, because it's not just about keywords or even location anymore, unfortunately. Search engines are evolving to focus on answers and intent. That means they're prioritizing businesses that provide clear, helpful answers to what people are searching for. This shift is where the term is AOE, Answer Optimized Engine, and AIO, Answer Intent Optimization, come into play. The next slide is going to explain this. These strategies build on everything we just talked about in hyperlocal SEO, but take it to the next level by helping you show up for answer-based searches on Google, in voice search, and even on AI tools. So let's dive into what that means. So building on hyperlocal SEO, let's talk about the next evolution of SEO, optimizing for AOE, answer optimization engines, and AIO, answer intent optimization. Say that really fast. Here's what's changing. Search engines like Google aren't just ranking websites anymore. They're prioritizing content that directly answers people's questions. So whether it's a featured snippet, so when you Google, sometimes when you look up something, it'll be like, Google will summarize it using AI. That pulls from websites. They're called snippets. Or even an answer pulled into AI tools like ChatGPT or Perplexity. It's about delivering the right answer at the right time in the right way. AOE is about tailoring your content to provide specific, actionable answers to the questions your customers are asking. Think FAQs, blog posts, or service pages that address common inquiries like, what's the best limo service for weddings near me? Or how much does a limo cost for a prom in Salt Lake City? AIO, on the other hand, takes this one step further by focusing on intent. What's the customer trying to do when they search for something? Are they researching options, ready to book, solving a problem? By understanding their intent, you can create content that aligns with their needs, whether it's a blog post explaining how to plan wedding transportation or a booking page optimized for booking a service appointment. You can kind of, build all that content. The shift from keywords to questions to intent is a game changer. Content that directly answers questions is more likely to show up in featured snippets. Be selected in the answer for voice searches and appear in AI-powered tools. So my tip here is to think about your ideal customer and ask yourself, what are they searching for? What's the intent behind their search, and how can I provide the best, clearest answer? By combining hyperlocal SEO with AOE and AIO, you'll not only improve your search rankings, but you'll also position your business as the trusted go-to expert your customers need. So let's break this down with some clear examples so it's easier to see how traditional SEO, AOE, and AIO can work for for a B2B manufacturing business, and then we'll jump into a B2C kind of more retail side. So you can see here we've got traditional SEO, AOE, messed that one up, and then AIO. So traditional SEO, here the focus is on keywords and rankings. For example, manufacturing business might target keywords like sheet metal fabrication USA or precision tooling in a certain city. You'd optimize product pages, services pages, or location pages to show up in search results when someone searches for those terms. AOE is about providing clear, actionable answers for the questions your audience is asking. For example, create a blog post titled, "What is sheet metal fabrication?" Include FAQs on your website. What are the top 5 components to consider when buying industrial machinery? Use diagrams, step-by-step explanations, or short videos to break down these answers in an easy-to-understand way. And these efforts help you show up in featured snippets or voice searches when someone asks those questions. AIO goes deeper by focusing on why someone is searching and what their next step is. So, for example, if a prospect is searching, how do I find a reliable sheet metal fabricator near me? They are looking into solving their problem, right? Not just to learn what fabrication is. You'd want to provide content that builds trust and answers their buying questions. You could write a blog post like how to choose the right manufacturing partner for your business, or create a comparison chart that explains your benefits versus competitors. For terms like why choose custom tooling versus off-the-shelf solutions, create a guide or a video explaining pros and cons of each option while positioning your company as a trusted expert. And here's kind of how they would work together. So traditional SEO helps you rank for the broad terms and attract your traffic. AOE helps you capture the question-based searches and show up in those featured snippets on Google or in voice search. And then AIO ensures that your content aligns with intent, which helps convert visitors into leads or sales by addressing their specific needs and concerns. And by combining all three, you're not just driving traffic, you're creating a seamless journey from search query to solution for your ideal customer. All right, let's take this example. We love our limo guys. So let's break down how SEO, AOE, and AIO work specifically for a limousine company focused on building corporate transportation work. So traditional SEO, the goal is to target keywords for corporate clients, and they're likely searching for corporate transportation in a city, executive car service for business travelers, best corporate limo service near a landmark, an airport, Boston Logan, whatever it might be. You'd optimize your service pages to highlight features important to corporate clients like reliable airport transfers, on-time service guarantees, and the ability to manage group transportation. These keywords help you rank for transactional searches when businesses are actively looking for professional transportation services. AOE focuses on creating content that answers specific questions clients might have, like a blog post or an FAQ titled, "What are the benefits of corporate car services?" highlighting convenience, professionalism, time savings for executives. Include FAQs on your website, like what's included in your corporate transportation packages, how does billing work for corporate accounts, create content like how to set up a corporate account with a transportation company, giving business owners or admins or bookers a clear step-by-step guide to make transportation seamless because you are trying to solve their problem. These type of answers not only help potential clients understand your value, but also position you as a trusted resource. And this makes your company more likely to show up in the featured snippets and the voice searches. AIO is about understanding the intent behind that client search and creating content tailored for their needs. So, for example, if someone searches, how do I find a reliable executive transportation company in a city, they're likely looking for a partner they can depend on. Creating a landing page emphasizing your reliability, experience with corporate clients, and perks like 24/7 support, automated billing, loyalty programs, tracking where your driver is, um, can help you do those things. So for searches like how corporate car services save business time and money, write a blog post explaining how professional service improves efficiency and reduces stress for business travelers. A guide like questions to ask before hiring a corporate car service demonstrates your transparency and builds trust, helping businesses feel confident choosing you. So how do these work together? Traditional SEO helps your company show up in broad searches for services like corporate transportation in your city. AOE builds trust by answering common questions such as what's included in your corporate packages or how your service adds value for their business. And AIO takes it further by addressing specific search intent, such as finding a reliable partner for executive travel or understanding how corporate transportation saves time and money. And when combined, these strategies attract traffic to your website, establish expertise, and help turn business inquiries into long-term corporate accounts. That was a lot, I know, but we could talk about it. All right, the next trend is social commerce. And let's simplify social commerce because I know it might sound like a trendy buzzword, but here's the deal. It's just about selling directly on social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Think of it as a way, think of it this way. Your customers are already scrolling on these platforms every day. Social commerce lets them discover, learn about, and buy the products or services without ever leaving that app. It's about making the buying process as easy as possible for them. So let's look at a B2C example and then we'll jump into a B2B example because I know sometimes, you know, when you don't have a product to sell, it might be like, well, this trend, how would I even use this? So let's say you run a boutique, you post a picture of a really beautiful new sweater on Instagram, and instead of just hoping someone visits your website to shop, you can tag the sweater in the post. That means that your followers can see the price, click the tag, and buy it right then and there, no extra steps. You could also post a quick video on TikTok showing someone styling that sweater and include a link to purchase it directly in the video description. It's simple, seamless, and removes all the friction between discovering your product and making that purchase. All right, and then a B2B example. Social commerce isn't just for products, it works for services too. So let's say you're a commercial cleaning company. You're looking to target other businesses. You could post a testimonial video from one of your clients on LinkedIn or Instagram where they could explain how your service improved their workflow. Include a call to action link to schedule a free consultation or tag your service directly if the platform allows it. LinkedIn is a little tricky sometimes. Or if you're tagging event planners or corporate decision makers, post a short video walking them through your services and offer a limited time package deal. Book by Friday and get your first month free. Promotions like this work really well in the social commerce space. This would also work really well for luxury hospitality, transportation, things like that, where you could walk through a hotel room or some amenities or your executive sprinter or whatever it might be, and then say, book your corporate outing here, click, boom, booked. What to focus on. So the key here isn't to be on every platform. I know it is really overwhelming. It's to focus on where your customers already spend their time. If your audience is big on Instagram, double down on that. If you know your decision makers use LinkedIn, create the content there. The goal is to make the buying process as simple and direct as possible. No extra clicks, no confusing steps, just a smooth path from I like that to I bought that. All right, the next big trend for 2025 isn't about the latest tool or platform. It's about values. Customers, whether individuals or businesses, are prioritizing working or buying from companies that align with their beliefs and ethics. So, how can you show your values? And it comes down to kind of these three key areas. Community impact. This can be giving back through sponsorships, donations, or partnerships with local organizations. Sustainability, even small steps like switching to recyclable packaging or reducing waste in your processes can go a long way. And employee care. People want to support businesses that treat their teams well, so showcase how you invest in and value your employees. Remember, the most important thing here is authenticity. Customers can spot when something feels fake or is just for show. Focus on what truly matters to your business and communicate that with your audience. Now, it's really easy just to be like, just go do that. But let's look at some specific example of how this plays out for B2C and B2B businesses. Let's start with a B2C. Those of you selling directly to individual consumers. So community impact. A great example of this is sponsoring a local event or partnering with a nonprofit. Let's say you run a boutique clothing store. You could donate a portion of sales during a special weekend to a local charity. Take it a step further by sharing photos and stories about how those donations are making a difference. This happens all the time in my town. Restaurants partner with the local public schools or whatever it is and say, if you come in, Thursday at noon for lunch, a portion of those proceeds will go back to the school to support whatever they're doing, right? We see it all the time. Sustainability. So small changes can really go a long way. For example, a coffee shop could switch to compostable cups and promote bring your own mug discounts. Or if you sell physical products, highlight your partnerships with sustainable vendors. Let your customers know where your materials come from and why it matters to you. In my office building, we have a cat cafe coffee shop. They're like right here. And they have a kind of a reusable compostable cup program, and you get points, and it's pretty cool. And so, it's those little things. It's perfect for their demographic. And then employee care. Customers love seeing the human side of your business. I said this earlier when we were talking about short form video, about talking about watching detailers clean cars, right? I know that people like that because I have a client that they do a lot of those videos, and it's their best performing videos. Customers love seeing the human side of your business. Highlight your team stories, like celebrating a team's work and like someone's work anniversary on social media, or posting behind the scenes content that shows your team in action. These small touches remind customers that your business isn't just a faceless brand, it's people working hard every day to deliver value. There is a brand that I follow on Instagram. They sell purses, bags, backpacks. Their target is women, obviously. Um, and what they do is they show you like how they pack orders. There was one the other day where it was like, we accidentally ordered 2,000 of these instead of 200 of these. What are we going to do? So it's like their whole team behind the scenes. It's funny, it's engaging. And then I didn't, but it makes me want to go buy more of their products. So the point here is to connect with your customers emotionally by showing them that your business aligns with the things that they care about. Now let's shift to B2B. It's a little bit harder sometimes. Those of you working with other businesses, values matter just as much in this space because companies want to partner with businesses they trust and respect. So when it comes to community impact, think about how you can support your industry or local business community. For example, a manufacturing company could sponsor internships for STEM students or mentor small business owners in their field, and share these efforts on LinkedIn or in an email newsletter to show your commitment to helping others. Sustainability is becoming a major factor for B2B buyers, especially as businesses focus on meeting their ESG, environmental, social, and governance goals. For example, if your company has reduced its carbon footprint by transitioning to energy efficient equipment, share that. Or if you use sustainable materials in your products, let your clients know how it helps them align with their own values. One of my very good friends at Limos 4, Voikin, they are big on carbon footprint reduction and emissions, and they track their carbon footprint through everything they do. And it shows up, you can see it in the customer invoicing and on their website, and they talk about it. They really do live that promise. So you can see it across the board. It's not just a talking point. And then employee care. In the B2B space, your team is your brand. Highlighting certifications or training programs shows that you're investing in people and staying on the cutting edge of your industry. For example, a professional services firm could share on LinkedIn about their diversity initiatives or how they provide flexible work policies to support work-life balance, like unlimited vacations or longer maternity leaves, things like that. That kind of stuff really goes a long way. And the goal here is to build trust. When B2B buyers see that your values align with theirs, they're more likely to view you as a reliable long-term partner. All right, here's a bonus trend to wrap everything up. And honestly, it's one of the most important things I'll say today. Having a solid marketing strategy is the foundation for everything else. So, why is strategy so important? Trends are exciting and they can be powerful when used correctly, but here's the thing. Without a clear strategy, trends can quickly turn into distractions. A strategy is what keeps your marketing focused and ensures that every single thing you're doing supports your bigger business goals. For example, let's say you want to adopt a new trend like short form video. Your strategy is what answers the important questions. Who are you creating these videos for? What kind of content will actually resonate with your audience? How does this trend support your overall goal, whether that's generating leads, driving sales, or building brand awareness? Without that kind of clarity, it's easy to spend time and money chasing trends that don't actually move the needle. Consistency means trust. So, another reason strategy is so important is consistency. Consistency is what builds trust. So, whether your audience is following you on Instagram, reading your emails, or visiting your website, they should always have a clear sense of who you are, what you do, and what value that you provide. That kind of cohesion doesn't just happen, it comes from having a strong marketing strategy that guides everything you do. I would say you need to revisit your strategy regularly. And here's the part that most people forget. Your marketing strategy, your business strategy, it's not set in stone. It needs to grow and evolve with your business. Your audience may change, your goals may shift, and a new opportunity might come along. And that's why it's so important to revisit your strategy regularly, especially when you're trying to adopt new trends into that. When you approach trends through the lens of your strategy, they'll work harder for you because you'll have the clarity to focus to make them align with your goals. So, let me give you a quick example. Imagine a small event planning business. Their strategy is focused on growing their customer base by targeting couples planning weddings. Without a strategy, they might get distracted by trends that don't support this goal, like creating videos for TikTok when their target audience spends more time on Pinterest or Instagram. But with a clear strategy, they know that their time is better spent creating content that aligns with their audience's habits, like pinning wedding planning tips on Pinterest or running Instagram ads showcasing their services. So, the takeaway here is that a solid marketing strategy doesn't just keep you on track. It ensures that you are maximizing your resources, focusing on what matters, and showing up in a way that builds trust and drives growth. So, my final tip, make your strategy the foundation of everything you do. Revisit it often, make adjustments as needed, and let it guide you on how to use trends to grow your business. It wouldn't be a marketing webinar if I didn't hear about ROI, return on investment, and I want to talk about it because I think a lot of marketing people tend to just pretend that that's not a thing. Or they're like, well, if they ask me once and I give some answer, they'll just not ask me again. But let's talk about measuring ROI. So, ROI is return on investment. I know this can feel intimidating, especially if you're not sure where to start, but don't worry. You're really not alone. I hear it all the time. I'm I do all these things in marketing, but I didn't really see a return, so I stopped. I don't even know how to track return in marketing, right? So here's the first step. Set clear goals. For example, if you're running a social media campaign, ask yourself, what does success look like? Is it driving more website traffic, generating 10 new leads, selling 5 more products this week? What are your goals for doing this? Once you know that goal, the next step is to track a few key metrics. So let's say you're running Facebook ads. You might track cost per lead. How much are you spending to get someone interested? Your conversion rate. How many of those leads are becoming customers? And then revenue. How much are you making compared to how much you spent? So here's a real world example. One of my clients, a spa, ran a promotion for a gift certificate over the holidays. Their goal was to generate about 5,000 in sales. Using simple tracking in their email tool and Google Analytics, they spent about 200 on ads and sold $7,500 in gift certificates. That's a 37 and a half times return on investment on the money they put into those ads. And remember, tools like Google Analytics, social media insights, or CRM make it easier to track ROI without you having to be a data expert. Um, my last tip is this ROI, return on investment, data. It's all about learning. You're not going to get everything perfect right away, and that's okay. The point is to track, adjust, and get better over time. Also, I will say, if you're a business owner, and you just don't have time. You're like, I have a budget. I want to throw money into it, but I don't want to learn how to track data. Cool. We do that, right? We do that for our clients. There's people out there that do that already. The resources are out there. It's okay to ask for help with all of this, with anything. So let's take a moment to recap what we've covered today. So our key trends, AI and automation. These tools can save you time and help you prioritize your marketing. Start small. Maybe try automating follow-up emails or using AI to draft some content and see how it works. Short form video and hyperlocal SEO. These trends are game changers for connecting with your audience, and videos can showcase your personality and expertise, while hyperlocal SEO ensures that people in your immediate area can find you. Values-driven marketing. This isn't just a trend, it's a way to build loyalty and trust. So focus on sharing what truly matters to your business, whether it's giving back to your community, being more sustainable, or highlighting your team. And a solid strategy and ROI tracking. These are the foundation of everything. A strategy keeps you focused on what works, and tracking ROI ensures that you're spending your time and budget on things that actually make an impact. And here's the takeaway. You don't have to do everything at once. Start with one or two trends that align with your goals, test them out, build from there. The fact that you're here today shows that you're already taking that first step towards leveling up your marketing, and that is huge. I know you're busy. I know we've covered a lot today, and marketing can feel overwhelming, especially when it's not your day-to-day focus. But the good news is you don't have to do it alone. As strategy leaders, our outsourced CMO program is designed to take marketing off your plate so you can focus on running and growing your business, which is what you should be doing anyway. So here's what we offer. Marketing strategy and consulting. We help you build a plan that's aligned with your goals. Full suite digital marketing from SEO and social media to website design and build. We handle the day-to-day so you don't have to. And then training and coaching, we do this all the time. If you have an in-house staff, we can train them and set you up for success. Think of it like this. Instead of spending hours figuring out short form videos, SEO, or AI tools, let us handle the strategy and execution so you can stay focused on what you do best. My booking link is up here on the screen. It's a QR code. Scan it. Find a time on my calendar if you want to chat. Otherwise, you'll hear from my head of sales, Nick. He's very good at his job. He will follow up with you. Um, so yeah, I'm going to jump into Q&A in 1 second, but I want to cover this marketing audit offer before we do that. So I'm really excited to offer this to you. It's a free marketing audit as a thank you for joining today's webinar. Here's what you'll get. It's a pretty detailed analysis of your website performance, how your site is performing, where there are opportunities to improve, an assessment of your online presence. Are you showing up consistently across platforms? A deep dive into your social media strategy. What's working? How can you improve engagement? And a review of your SEO. How visible are you in the search results? And how can we help you rank higher? This isn't just a surface level review, it's a comprehensive look at your marketing with tailored actionable recommendations to help you start strong in 2025. And I will also say that we also talk about what are your goals? Tell me about your customer demographics. We want to make sure that everything is aligned in what you're doing. With that, Dahlia, let's jump into Q&A. If anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. No holds barred. I'm here to answer your questions.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Robyn. So we have one question that's just come in that I think is a really good question. How do I balance automation with keeping things personal?
That is a really good question. I would say that the more training you can do for your automation, so if you're using like ChatGPT to build your email campaigns or your website chatbot responses, things like that, the more you can do to build a database of, here's how we typically respond to customers, here's our policies and procedures, here's my tone. What we do sometimes is load meeting notes from our clients as they're speaking. And we say, okay, our client speaks like this, or I speak like this, and make it feel personalized. At the end of the day, though, automation is really to move people through your funnel or through your process, but you're still going to want that human touch. So it would be, my suggestion would be kind of like to map out where that human touch needs to begin. So if we're talking like booking a reservation or whatever that might be, we want to get them all the way to the point of, well, ideally, we just let them book and be done and they don't care. But if you're looking at like weddings or something where a more personal touch is needed, we want to make it sound, friendly, but then escalated essentially to a real live human if you can.
Great answer. Thank you, Robyn. In line with this question is a question from Jason. He's asking, which AI course would you recommend for beginners?
Hello, Jason. There's a lot out there. What I can do is send out a list of ones that I like. Coursera and Teachable have really good coursework. It really is going to depend on your goals. So if you're looking at, and I know Jason is in the limousine industry. So if you're looking at like automating your softwares, that's just a whole can of worms. Those courses won't be out there. But if you're looking at using AI to automate kind of like your customer journey or your sales process, there's a bunch out there on Coursera, and I'll follow up with you with an email on where you can find some of those.
Awesome, great. Another question, which marketing tool or service, such as HubSpot, in your opinion, is the most user-friendly for beginners?
Mm. I really like, nothing against HubSpot, and I did put that in my presentation, but I really like Buffer. We use Buffer. Um, we've tried a lot of them. HubSpot, the basics is pretty, it comes with a CRM, it has kind of all the things, but above and beyond like really basic stuff, it just becomes costly, especially for like someone that's just getting started. Feel like Buffer is a good option in terms of getting things like social media scheduled, and even Meta Business Suite, you can schedule things. I think Canva has a scheduler. So I would look at Buffer is probably my top recommendation. Later or lately, are both good options as well.
Awesome, great, thank you. Let's see. Okay, another question we've gotten. What's the best way to measure ROI if I'm not great with data?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Um, so I would say you better just learn how to, no, I'm just kidding. Start small. Pick one marketing effort, like an email campaign or social media ad, and just track a couple metrics. Like, don't go crazy. Um, like how many leads it brought in or how many sales it generated. For example, if you spent $100 on Facebook ads and made 500 in sales, your ROI is $500 minus $100, so $400. And tools like Google Analytics or social media insights from your platforms um, can help break it down for you without needing a degree in data analytics or years and years of experience. And remember, it's really okay to ask for help. Just starting to track or saying, like, oh, I should probably track is a win in my book, honestly.
Great, thank you. Um, how often should I update my marketing strategy?
Mm. That's also a really good question. Um, I would say that if you are doing other things, you're not the marketing person. A good rule of thumb is probably to review your strategy. I like quarterly, but you could probably get away with like every 6 months. I think if you go any further than that, you start to get too far away from being able to make shifts. So I would also say that you need to review your strategy whenever something big changes, like if you're launching a new product or noticing shifts in your audience or you're trying a new trend. You might want to check on it more often, monthly, things like anything less than monthly, you're just looking at data to look at data for fun. It's not that fun. And it's really hard to see what's actually going on in kind of like the really short term. Um, Marketing isn't a set it and forget it, so that's probably important to address. So think of your strategy as like a living document that is going to grow with your business. So regularly reviewing it ensures that you're staying focused on what works and then being able to pivot as needed.
Awesome, thank you. Another question from Jason. Do you have any opinion on Zoom info?
Do I have an opinion on Zoom info? I think it has its pros and cons. I personally like LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Or we here at Strategy Leaders, we use Rocket Reach. Um, Rocket Reach can be kind of costly. I don't have firsthand experience outside of clients using Zoom Info, but if your audience is kind of on the corporate side, a sales navigator from LinkedIn, and maybe like a AI tool like Expandy to do kind of automate your LinkedIn outreach, could be really useful to you. And then there is actually through your local library, you can use a software platform called, it's probably a different name, Jay, I'll send it to you, but it's Reference USA is what it used to be called. You can get all that contact information for free if you have a library card with most libraries. There's a lot of tools out there, and sometimes Zoom info isn't always correct. That is the risk you're going to run generally with these because I might not report to you my correct email address or things like that. And then if you're looking for emails, Hunter.io is a good one. You can basically be like, I'm looking for this level person at Coca-Cola or whatever it might be. And it'll kind of give you some emails for those people that work there or board members or whatever you're looking for.
Great. I think that might be it for our questions.
Okay, great. So let me, one more time, if you'd like an audit, if you know me, like Jay, you could just reach out. We'll just get it done. But if you scan this, it'll book time on my calendar. We can get your audit going. And then I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really excited to help you take what we've covered and turn it into action that will grow your business in 2025. And before we finish, I just want to introduce you to my incredible marketing team here at Strategy Leaders. So you know me, I'm Robyn Goldenberg, I'm the VP and CMO here at Strategy Leaders. I lead all the marketing efforts and specialize in helping small businesses like yours create strategies that actually work. My mission is to take that guesswork out of marketing so you don't feel like you're just throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping that something sticks. Dahlia is our director of marketing. She's an absolute wizard when it comes to SEO and pay-per-click campaigns, and she's also an incredible content writer. If you've ever wondered how to make Google work for you, Dahlia is the one to make it happen. And last but certainly not least, Mariana, who manages all things social media and branding for both Strategy Leaders and our CMO clients. She's the mastermind behind building engaging, authentic connections online and making sure our clients' brands shine. So together, we're here to help you simplify your marketing, whether that's building your strategy, running your campaigns, or just being your trusted full suite marketing partner. If you're ready to take the next step, don't forget about your free marketing audit. That's your chance to get a comprehensive look at your website, SEO, social media, and overall online presence, plus actionable recommendations tailored to your business. I will say that you take that with you. So whether you choose to work with us or not, you'll get that back. It also comes with a top 5 hit list of where we think you should be focusing. I would like you to work with us, but if you want to take that to your other provider, it is what it is. And if you'd like to book a complimentary intro meeting with me, you can scan my booking link right here and find time that works best for you. We'd love to work with you and help you make your marketing work harder for you. And thank you again for spending this time with us. And I look forward to connecting with you soon. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.